Okay, today we're gonna make something super easy. Oh, so easy. You're gonna wonder why you never made homemade mac and cheese at home if you don't do that. Because I'm just gonna show you how to make a cheese sauce. It's so easy. You're gonna, well, maybe you still want to buy the box mac and cheese, but you want to think about it before you buy in the grocery store again, because this is so easy. So I got here 2 cups of milk in my Pyrex. You're gonna put that in the microwave. 2 minutes. We don't want it to boil. We don't want it to simmer. We just want to get it hot so it's ready for us when we want it. So I'm going to do that. Got 2 tablespoons of butter right here. I'm going to take that butter. I'm going to start melting it in the pan.
Daddy, how much?
Okay, I got my butter melting in here. It's in the pan. It's just about all melted. 2 tablespoons of butter. Now we add 2 tablespoons of flour. It's real easy to remember what it is when you're making this cheese sauce here. You're making the base. Some people call it bechamel. When you're making that, for your butter and your flour, you just use a 1-to-1 ratio. A tablespoon of butter means a tablespoon of flour. So I got 2 of each. And then I got 2 cups of milk that I just got hot in the microwave. Not boiling, not even simmering, but hot. You're just going to take your whisk. You're just going to stir the flour and butter around. But this is a secret to a good cheese sauce where the fat don't separate off. That's what happens to a lot of people. They make a homemade cheese sauce. They throw it together to milk and cheese and melt it all together. Maybe they throw some flour in there too. And they say, well, I made it, but then I put it in the oven to bake it, with the macaroni, and all of a sudden all the oil came out, all the fat was on top. People thought it looked gross. The secret to it not separating out is you gotta cook the butter with the flour in here. And it's going to take a little while. I got my flame on medium-low. Okay, got my flame on medium-low, and I'm just going to actually cook this butter-flour mixture. Keep whisking it around, whisking, until it starts to smell a little bit like the butter's getting brown, until I actually see it turning just a little golden brown. So I'm just going to keep on doing that. I'm going to turn the camera off here, give you a little break. All right, it's been about another minute. Take a look at how you can see that the butter flour mixture is kind of puffing up. You see it's just kind of puffing up there. I'm just going to keep on whisking it. I don't see anything looking brown yet. So I'm just going to keep on stirring and cooking. It is starting to smell pretty good though. Somebody walks in the house and say, "Oh, you making cookies? You making something delicious?" You say, "Yeah, I'm making something delicious. I'm making cheese sauce. Make just about anything taste better." All right, I'm going to keep on stirring it. Keep on going. Okay, now about another 2 minutes have gone by almost. And it's changing in its appearance and texture now, because a lot of the moisture from the butter has already boiled off. Because the butter has some moisture content to it. So a lot of that's boiled off now, and it starts to change in appearance. And I'm also starting to see it change a little bit in the color tones there. So it's just starting to see a little bit of golden brown. It might be ready at this point for the milk, but you know me, I'm just gonna wait a little bit, make sure, because they got the heat down low enough. I ain't gonna burn nothing. Keep on whisking it, watch the color, watch the texture, see how it looks. But it's just about ready for the milk now. I'm seeing it turn a little bit there, golden brown. You can smell it too. You can smell the butter browning a little bit. It smells delicious. People get hungry around here already. All right, now the milk gonna go in. You're gonna add the milk a little bit at a time and then stir. It's gonna make a lot of steam. You don't know it looking at it, but it's real hot in there. It's gonna make a lot of steam, so you gotta be careful. You ain't even want to put a glove on, you burn yourself. Add the milk a little at a time. Whisk it in. It's gonna start looking like mashed potatoes. A little more. And whisking it around there. And you say, "Oh, it looks lumpy." Don't worry about it. Your whisk is going to take that and smooth it all out. There we go. And you're smoothing that out there. I still got the flame on medium-low. It's cooking a little bit. We're going to keep on stirring until all them little lumps is gone. All right. It's looking like really creamy mashed potatoes now. We're going to add some more milk. Remember, the milk was hot. That's actually helping this, you know, come together. Now it's starting to look a little like a sauce. I still got more milk left. When you first make it, it may look a little thin, but don't worry, it thickens up. Especially because we ain't even got no cheese in there yet. A little more milk. Whisk it together. You know, there are faster videos out there, shorter videos about how to make cheese sauce, but this one shows you all the steps, all the technique. That's what I'm all about. I ain't in a rush. I hope you ain't in a rush either. But you know, overall, this is a pretty quick meal if you want to make one. Okay. So now it's looking pretty thin. Sauce is looking pretty thin. You might think that's not going to be a thick enough sauce to make a cheese sauce. Trust me. Let it go a little bit. You can thicken it up later if you really need to. But I bet this one's going to be just fine. Okay, so we're just going to keep on stirring that around there a little bit. And now we're going to bring it up to a simmer. You know, just on the verge of boiling. So I turn my flame up. It's getting hot. You can see, maybe you can see some steam starting to come off of it. I keep on whisking it around. I'm going to get some salt in there. Now for this volume of cheese sauce, again 2 cups of milk, I'm going to start with just a teaspoon of salt. You can always add more. You can't take it out. People think, well, maybe, you know, the cheese is going to add a lot of salt. Maybe I don't need any salt in this. But you do. You do, because, you know, the cheese has salt for itself, but it don't have enough for the whole sauce. So you got to add some salt in there too. Otherwise your sauce is going to taste bland. You ain't going to even taste that cheesy flavor as much, no matter how much cheese you put in there, trust me. You need a little bit of salt. So you put a little bit in. I start with about a teaspoon, and you got to taste it. And you want to make this sauce to where it's just barely salty enough. I've been to plenty of restaurants where the cheese sauce is way too salty. You don't want that either. You want it just right. You add it a little bit at a time. It's just about at the simmering point. Now is when we got to be patient. You got to be patient. Still pretty easy though. All in total, I've only been at this 10 minutes, and I'm just about done here. There we go. It's starting to simmer. Now, I'm going to take the flame way down low. Way down low. Okay? I'm going to taste it. That's about the right level of saltiness there. Maybe I could have even had a little less salt. We'll see. So maybe you start with half a teaspoon of salt. Now, the beautiful thing about cheese sauce, now what we got here now is what some people call a basic bechamel. I hear some people call it bechamel. I hear, you know, some people call it just cream sauce. You call it whatever you want, I don't care. We need about, you know, about 3 ounces or so of like a Parmesan cheese type thing. I got a 4 cheese blend here that's got some Parmesan in it. And I'm throwing in about that much. I ain't even measuring. Okay. And I'm going to throw in, I got a 6-ounce block here of good sharp cheddar cheese. I'm going to throw that in there. Now, this is more cheese than you're going to see recommended in a lot of recipes. I know that. But they don't call it, you know, they don't call it white sauce. They don't call it sauce. They don't call it mac and sauce. They call it mac and cheese. So I'm just going to do this like this. You don't even have to grate it. It's going to melt. Because you're going to take your time. Because remember, this is cooked Jewishy. We always take our time here. Now that's it. Now we're just going to stir it around there. And the flame's on real low. And I'm just going to stir it around until the cheese is completely melted. Alright, so I stirred it occasionally for about, 3-4 minutes there. All the cheese, even those big blocks, they melted. And now you got nothing but delicious cheese sauce. So what do you do now? Well, I'm going to dump this over some cooked noodles in an 8x8 pan. I'm going to make baked mac and cheese for my kids. That's what they want for dinner tonight. They're going to love it. You don't have to bake it. You do whatever you want. You use it for any kind of cheese sauce you want. Now, if you think you're making this and it's looking a little thin to me it looks good for baking purposes. But if you think it's too thin, start with 3 tablespoons of flour and 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, you'll be fine. It'll be a lot thicker. If you think it's too thick, add some more milk. It's all pretty easy. So I hope you'll agree. You know, next time you're thinking about making mac and cheese out of a box, you know, you got 10 minutes and some cheese in the fridge, you can do this. All right, eat in good health. L'chaim.